Hey everyone, Brent here from Simplified Plumbing, and I'm about to show you how to snake a kitchen drain through the P-trap. One of the first things I always do is put a drop cloth down to protect everything underneath of what you're working on. The second thing to do is get a bucket or a pan or anything to catch the water coming out of the P-trap when you remove the cleanout plug. To remove the cleanout plug, you just get a pair of channel locks or crescent wrench, and then it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. Once you have the cleanout plug loosened, I like to put the bucket back and take it completely off by hand. That way you don't get any water anywhere besides in the bucket or pan or whatever you're using. The third thing to do is to get your drain snake ready, whether it be a hand-powered machine or a plug-in machine like what I'm using. The fourth step is to help guide your cable through the P-trap and down the drain towards the wall. Sometimes it takes a little finessing to get it to go down there, but with a little bit of work you can always get it. Once you finally have it going where you need it to go, keep feeding it in by hand until you can't feed it in anymore. Now we're at the part where you have to feed it in by hand while the machine is spinning. I like to use leather gloves that you can get in the lawn care section. They don't get caught up in the cable while it's spinning and wrap your fingers up. Make sure you're careful on this part because you can get seriously injured or destroy the tool that you're using. The cable in this drum that I'm using is about 20 to 25 foot long, so that's how far I'm going to send this cable in. Now sometimes when you're going down the drain and you hit the vent stack, normally that fitting is a T. And you have a chance of going up the vent, which won't really do anything for you. So you just have to give it a feel. After a while of snaking, you normally get a feel for it. If it's your first time, you're probably not going to tell what you're hitting, but you might get lucky and go down the drain. In this case, I was able to go down the drain like I was supposed to instead of up the vent, so I didn't have to worry about readjusting. Once I've gone out my 20 foot, I like to sit there and let the drum just snake and snake and snake and trying to clear out everything that's in there before I pull it back. After letting it snake for a little bit, it's time to pull it back. I like to grab a paper towel or a towel you don't care about getting dirty and putting under the drain, so when you pull back the cable, you don't ruin your drop cloth because you got to use it in the next house. Because some drains, when you pull the cable back, you get a lot of black gunk back in. It's pretty nasty, and you definitely don't want that on your drop cloth when you go lay down in someone else's house. Sometimes when you try to pull it back, it just doesn't want to come back. So you have to run the machine as you try to pull it back to loosen it up in the drain so you can slide it through. Now that I'm at the point where I can finally pull it back by hand and feed it to the drum, doing that, I'm looking for anything on the cable that I don't want to go in the drum and sit in there and ruin my cable. So you just take it off the cable and then throw it on your paper towel or towel that you have down. Once I have the cable pulled all the way back, I like to wrap my hand around it and then take my rubber glove off and wrap it around the drum. Because in some scenarios, you have that black gunk everywhere and you don't want to be carrying your tool out of the house and you're dripping that black gunk everywhere. Now you got to clean up the whole floor. Now that we're done snaking and we got it out of our way so we don't make a mess with it, it's time to put the clean out plug back so you can start testing for if you've cleared the drain. What I like to do is fill up one bowl about halfway with hot water. So that way, if it didn't completely clear the drain, I won't have a lot of water I have to drain out to re-snake it. Now I have found on some drains that I've snaked, if you just run water, sometimes it makes the drain back up. All it does is pile up what you just broke up and clog the drain back up. By filling the bowl up about halfway, it puts a lot of head pressure behind to help blow out a clog in case what I did snake tries to pile up. Once it's past the first test of the half bowl, I like to fill up both bowls with hot water now. The hot water just keeps everything loose to help carry away whatever is left in the drain. So now you just test your results, and if it's still backed up, you gotta snake it again. If it's not, then I like to fill the bowl up once or twice more just to make sure it's working the way it should be.